Hello, friends and adventurers, and welcome back to Sally Cat Plays Exile 2: Crystal Souls. Since we defeated Eldaron, the evil wizard, last time, I decided it's about time to come back to the castle and see if I can upgrade my clearance. But on the way there, I stopped in Blosk to do some identification and training. And the name Thompson has come up a couple of times as someone we should seek out who knows an important thing or two about teleportation. Now, we've been in here before, but we never found Thompson. We just found this guy Bartholomew. Bartholomew looks surprised. You know of Thompson? He's not here. He's disappeared. We were working on secret research together, but one day I woke up and he was gone. And all he left me was this useless message. He left me a note saying he left a message on the back of his dresser. I found the message, but I can't understand it. You take note of this. He shakes his head. The work goes slow without his help. I hope someone finds him soon. Okay then. So, one of the dressers in here... Aha! You pull the dresser away from the wall, and indeed find the message, written in a magical code developed in exile, and thus impossible for an Empire spy to read. It reads simply, "Found something I shouldn't know, and the Empire knows it. I must flee before they get to me. The scimitar has a hideaway in Fort Remote. I am going there. If you absolutely must find me, go there and ask Freitas of me. You will need a key. I hid it in the lair of a tiny undead cult west of Formalo, in a room with no doors. Good luck, my friend. Thompson." You move the dresser back against the wall to reconceal the message. So Bartholomew is involved in secret research, but he isn't privy to this magical code that the forces of exile are using, and yet we are. And probably would still be even if we were soldier class. I'm not quite sure. Okay. Nothing else interesting in here. Oh, I was going to go to Fort Remote directly after the castle, but now I think I might want to stop by Formalo first instead. Because I know exactly the key the note is talking about, and we don't have it. Anyway, clearance. Which way do I have to go for clearance? Hello, lizard. Gilda looks at her records. Then she looks at them again, checking and rechecking her figures. Finally, highly surprised, she says, "Amazing! You've reached royal clearance." Then, with a brief burst of paperwork, you get a scroll stating the fact. Cool. And it turns out there is some place within this very castle that we can now access that we couldn't before. The guards nod and let you pass. Royal clearance only. Oh, right, I couldn't get in there because of the barrier. Well, now I can if I want to. Behold, the magnificent throne room of exile. And the magnificent king, Micah. Micah, wise and revered king of exile, sits on his throne. He is a large man, but the pressures of events and his responsibilities seem to be slowly pressing him down. He looks up from the scroll he was perusing. I am King Micah. He shakes his head sadly. I work to defend our ravaged land, and I try to figure out how to defeat our nemesis. I speak of Garzad, archmage and leader of their forces in exile. I am looking for a way to have him assassinated. Dishonorable, I know, but we may have no choice. He is down here now, but we know not where he is, or how to reach him. Or how to kill him if we could reach him. But perhaps, if we are lucky, someone will figure out how. In the meantime, we do have some knowledge. We have some information. Erica and Solberg knew Garzad once. They may know how to deal with him. We know also that he was skilled in creating guardian runes. Those will need to be dealt with. Finally, he is a wizard skilled in summoning, and an attacker would need defenses. Garzad has summoned demons for Empire attacks. Lots of them. His fortress, wherever it is probably filled with them. To get far, one would probably need Demon Slayer, if we could spare it. Micah nods. Your honorable deeds done for the Vanatai people in the name of Exile show you are a worthy bearer of the Blade Demon Slayer. Go to Roan and ask him of it. He will tell you where it may be found. Haha, excellent. Let's see. Was there anything else? Runes. The court wizard, Roan, says he may know a way to break even the strongest guardian rune. Ask him about them. Okay, 2 things to ask Roan about. Door's locked. Hello. A thin Moor wearing fine robes sits perched on a stool behind the counter. He wears a long, wicked blade at his side, and is counting an impressive pile of gold coins. I am called Garrett. Greetings. I'm the treasurer of the kingdom. He pats his blade. It's a job that keeps me active. Everyone wants some cash for this or metal for that. Metal is too rare to give out lightly. But everyone with royal clearance is entitled to an occasional stipend for expenses. He makes some notes in a thick ledger and hands you a small pouch of gold. Here's your allowance. Spend it carefully now, and do us all proud. Okay then, Dad. It's a tough job keeping track of all the crown's wealth. It's spread all over Exile now, in the form of blades and armor and enchanted items, all valuable metal or magic. But I keep track. Yeah, the stipend isn't much gold. I wasn't paying attention, but I think it's something like 25 gold per however many turns. Before you is a shallow, clear pool, smooth as a mirror. There is also a kneeling pad. You stare deep into the pool and watch, transfixed, as images of the area around the castle appear before you. However, nothing interesting seems to be happening. You step away. Royal Guard Barracks. This area is most likely castle treasure room or personal quarters. Yep, Micah's chambers. Got anything juicy? Fancy bed with pillars on either side, though. Let's be polite and close the door. A small gold plaque. Treasure room. Authorized personnel only. Indeed. I'm willing to keep this area unexplored and not make enemies of the entire castle. That would be bad. So, Roan, where was Roan? Ha! What luck! Among the unpleasantly esoteric tomes and grimoires that litter these shelves, you find a good old practical spellbook. You now know the spell, Word of Recall. I came here before but didn't actually have enough mage lore to learn that spell. Now we do. This is not Roan. This is Curtain. Yeah, we know about the portal already. Roan, are you behind here?
Darn.
No, that's just a basilisk. Goodbye, Mr. Basilisk. Aha, I think you are Roan. Yes, you are. Okay. What do you know of Garzad? Am I spelling his name correctly? I really should know. Ah, okay. Ask him about guardian runes. He turns back to you, his gaze suddenly alert. Yes, I know of those. You see flashes of anger in his eyes. Runes on the ground that sear anyone passing. But we of Exile had a blessed athame, which could break them. A small blade of great power. We hid it in a guarding cave in a maze of waterfalls west of Fort Dranlon, to keep the Empire from getting it. They found the cave, and couldn't get in, but they perverted the defenses. Now, nobody can get at the athame, and that suits the Empire fine, curse them. Huh. So there is a reason to go back to the Waterfall Warren after all. Demon Slayer, that was the other thing to ask you about. He gains a small amount of alertness. You seek Demon Slayer? Ah, we have hidden and guarded it well. Where was it? Oh, yes. Patrick possesses it. In his tower to the southwest. I hid it there myself. There is a fountain there with 2 shrubs flanking it. Behind each pot is a button. Press both buttons, and the way will be made clear. He returns to his thinking. Okay. Very useful information, all of that. And now he's blocking the door. Okay. Let's see. And is there anything I want to retrieve from or store in the storeroom here? I think I'll keep everything I've got. Alrighty then. Well, there is at least one more thing that I want to do in this corner of Exile. And that is visit Shani's Bazaar. Unfortunately, nothing really worth buying at this point. Well, since I need to go and retrieve a key in that region anyway, I'm going to go to the Tower of Magi and teleport over to the Formula region. See you in a moment. Ooh. Okay, Shani didn't have anything interesting this time, but Brantford does. It's too bad I already spent some money getting energy potions. Because I would like to get the regenerating arrows and the scale necklace, but I can't afford both right now. Unless I can find something I'm willing to sell. Regenerating arrows looks like pretty decent damage. Use is 2, but it's a returning missile. Okay, so they're about as good as bronze arrows. I could just replace my bronze arrows with these, really. Yeah, let's do that. Haha, yes! It's enough to buy the scale necklace and see what the hell that does. Was it worth it? Let's find out. Summon Lizard. Not so much with the worth it. Oh well. Fortunately, I shouldn't need much gold for a little while. Okay, which code was Formulo again? Save first, then enter the portal. Oh cool, I remembered correctly. So, first things first, let's go find that key. Okay, tiny cult near Formulo. Oh, hey! This place is not abandoned. Oh, right, Trouble went next because Scorn is slowed. Well, what do you know? You guys came back. I thought I exterminated you. Well, that goes a little way to solving my gold problem. Ooh, have I sanctified this one? Yes, I did. Of course I did. That was a quest way back in the beginning of the game. The altar is still here. Morbid looking, but powerless. Yeah. The ruby skeletons are also still here. Somehow. Despite the altar not having any more power to reanimate corpses. Well, now I want to see if there's any more humans. Just because easy gold. Probably not a lot of XP at this point. Okay. Well, there is one empty building that we've not gotten into. Though we probably could have. I think we did have Move Mountains before we went down into Vanatai lands. But we didn't have a whole lot of reason to come in here before now. And I'm not entirely sure I would have wanted to deal with a demon with a party at that level. Now, don't I have a good spell for this? I do. Ooh, 67 damage. Very easy fight. And we get a runed key. And a weak healing potion that we don't need. Well, that is all that I want to get here, and honestly, it is more than I was expecting. Now, one more piece of exploration that I can actually do. Okay, maybe not here. Ah, through here. Let's go visit Solberg. Okay, and I have been here before, and I'm pretty sure I cleared out all of the demons at that point. And they don't respawn. Wonderful. Intricate golden runes. Hello. As you walk around the narrow ledge surrounding the tower, you feel a brief tingling sensation. When you look around to see where it might have come from, you notice that a door has appeared in the wall next to you. Oh, well, how about that? We absolutely could not have come here before going through Vanatai lands. And even though we have royal clearance, the door is still locked. Thanks a lot. Kitty! And not just any kitty. A large calico cat is patrolling the tower in a somewhat dispirited manner. It's a very old cat indeed. When you get close, it looks up at you. It meows and stretches. It takes about a minute. Then it deigns to look up at you. My name is, it hacks editorially, Cheeseball. Yes, this is Cheeseball, Solberg's loyal familiar. I guard the tower. I wonder why I bother. Look at this place. Pitiful, it hisses. The best years of my life spent here. No catnip. Nobody ever in heat. Pah! It thinks. Don't you think you should scratch me? You scratch the cat. It purrs contentedly. It doesn't thank you. It looks very irritated when you pull your hand away. Guarding? Well, someone has to. There are demons everywhere. Pfft. Yeah, I took care of some of those anyway. It spits. Demons, lava, soot, lousy food, no lizards to eat. If I wasn't a familiar for that stupid wizard, I'd probably just jump in some lava and end it all. Yeah, it means magical slave who hates his life. His name's Solberg. He talks to me all the time. And I do mean all the time. Even when I want to be alone. I'm sick of it. And as a cat, I'm sure you do value your alone time. Hey, Solberg. Long time no see. You meet an aging, highly unkempt man. You think he's wearing mage's robes, but all the stains and tears make it hard to be sure. Visitors! Wonderful! I am Solberg, of the Triad. Welcome to my humble home. Well, I am officially a member of the Triad of the Tower of Magi. Normally, however, I fight boredom in my exile within exile. The Tower of Magi is, following the custom for such towers in the surface world, run by 3 mages. Normally, the system works. However, several years ago we had a disaster. Linda was on the Triad then. She came up with an insane scheme to capture a demon lord and bind it to her will. She imprisoned anyone who questioned the scheme. I came here and built this tower, so that I could repair any damage from a safe distance. Fortunately, the beast was slain. It's a long story, but then, after the demon was slain, I still had to remain here. Demons? There may be some outside now. Be careful wandering around here. It's me they're after, but demons are notoriously non-picky when presented with food. This puny tower has been my home for 7 years. That is a lot of time. This tower is where I must stay. There is a simple reason. If I leave, I will very likely be assassinated. Don't think I'm being paranoid. Hordes of demons orbit this tower, day and night, waiting for me to leave the safety of my wards so they may devour me. Would you like to know who their sender was? Well, I'll tell you. Forgive me if I'm a bit windy. I so seldom get to talk to people. You see, all the most powerful mages in exile, me and Erica and Amy and Patrick, we were colleagues on the surface world. Us and Garzad. Yes, Garzad. Poor, foolish, paranoid Garzad. He worked and learned with us, but could never stand the thought that others could have as much power as him. He also was the only one of us who developed political connections. And he used those connections. Oh, yes. He envied us our skill. He thought us a challenge to his aspirations. So he spent his time, he and Hawthorne, getting each of us exiled one after another. He did that, and spent years developing protective spells for himself. Such a bright mind, wasted in such petty pursuits. Years he spent, infusing himself with protective magics, down to the marrow of his bones. Fire, cold, poison, hostile magics. I don't think any of them can affect him anymore. Blades? Probably not. And that's why he wants to kill me. I'm one of the few who can strike him at his weak point. I am a master mind duelist. No spell known can shield a mage from a mind duel. It's a price we pay for our powers. I could kill him if I got close to him. Any good mind duelist could. It would help, of course, if your power was augmented. So this is the use of that mind duel spell that we learned quite a while ago. There is a magic item. It's called a Ring of Will. Very rare. It was created to protect from dumbfounding. It has a side effect. Its wearer is much better in a mind duel. Patrick said he has a ring of will. Ask him about it. He's still alive, thank the heavens. Won't be for long, I fear. A more loyal servant our nation couldn't hope for. If we ask about Erica, damned foolish woman, she was the one who masterminded Hawthorne's assassination. She brought this mess down on our heads. We weren't ready. I mean, were we ever going to be? Amy. I haven't seen her in years. She's a recluse now, traveling the plains. In spirit, of course, not in body. Okay. And if there's anything that I missed asking Solberg about, please don't hesitate to mention it down in the comments. I won't really have a lot of excuses otherwise to come back and visit him again. Yeah, no, don't take the scroll. This bookshelf is filled with works of fiction, all of them clearly read and reread. This tower must be a very dull place to live. Ooh, hey. The bookshelf is crammed with magical treatises, most of them written by Solberg. The bulk of them are beyond you, but one of them is very useful indeed. You now know the spell, Major Blessing. Oh, yes! Actually, I didn't ask you about boredom. Same response. You find a pot filled with bubbling grey stew. You help yourselves. It is some of the blandest, most unappealing stuff you've ever tasted. You notice the pot refills itself after you eat. Good gravy, Solberg. Have you been living off of that for 7 years? Apparently great magical skill does not mean, great skill at cooking, or seasoning, or being able to summon ingredients. So, bye Solberg, bye Cheeseball. Sorry we can't do anything else about the demons, and having you stuck in your tower forever. Alrighty then. Now I must travel all the way back to the Tower of Magi, and back over to Fort Remote. So, I'm going to break off this episode here, and see you all next time. Have a good one, everybody.